All right, guys, we are live and we are looking at the new Microsoft product today at Build 2022, and it is called Power Pages. So, this is a new product within the Power Platform. So, we've had Power Apps, we've had Power BI, Power Automate, and virtual agents. Uh, and then now we have Power Pages. Okay, so I saw that today, and I wanted to sort of check it out with you guys. I was, on the website here, taking a look at it, and I sort of wanted to hold off till I did a live stream, sort of look at this together. And so this isn't a deep dive of me showing you everything A to Z to know about this product. I barely know hardly anything about the product myself, just based on what I've seen on the websites and stuff. Um, So just to let everyone know, this is currently a preview. So it's not really it's not recommended for production use. So just to give you an overview of what the Power Page is meant for, it's meant for you to be able to create public facing websites uh, and to do it actually quite quickly and easily with a low code, no code type of environment. Much like what you've had with Power Apps portals. So, for those of you who have taken a look at Power Apps portals, it's quite similar to that. And in fact, they're saying that Power Pages is actually a superset of Power Apps portals. So it's actually bigger than Power Apps portals. Now, I'd be curious to see if they just sort of drop Power Apps portals. I don't think they're going to drop that because I'm sure there is a lot of organizations still using Power Apps portals. And when I don't necessarily mean drop it, meaning like, are they going to sort of merge it over here with Power Pages? So what would formerly be known as, CDS, the Dataverse used to be called CDS, and Power Automate used to be called what is currently Power Apps portals. Is that eventually just going to be called Power Pages? you know, um, so from what I've seen so far, Power Pages, just by clicking around and looking around, is it's much better in my opinion, much easier to use, much more intuitive than Power Apps portals. I've created one or two Power Apps portals before, and I was overwhelmed and also underwhelmed when I got to it. It just seemed like, if I just want to do something simple, it seemed really complicated. And even if I were to create a few pages within a Power Apps portal, I was really sort of underwhelmed by the results. Okay, put it that way. So I wanted to share with you guys some links here that I have found today while taking a look. Okay, so if you know how with Power Apps you have create.powerapps.com, well, you have Power Pages. I'm sorry, instead of powerapps.com, you have powerpages.microsoft.com. So that's the official page. So just take a quick look at that site here. And of course, it pasted over my bullet point from Word, which I don't like. All right, so we've got that. So this is the official Power Pages website. Okay, so it's telling you right up front, you can try it for free. Okay, you got overviews, you got all kinds of cool information down here. You have the frequently asked questions. So I've just sort of glanced over a few things here. What is nice, they do have their own community section. So, for example, one of the links I have here, let me copy that, bring that over here. For Power Apps, Power Automate, they have their own section within the community. And I do have a comment here. Data is king. Thanks for stopping by. Data is king. I wonder if you can use JavaScript with Power Pages. I believe that you can, just based on what I've seen. Again, I'm not really an expert, but it looks like you can actually open up the the front end code within VS Code. I was watching some videos earlier, and so I can't say that conclusively, but it looked as if you could. Now, I do know with the Power Apps portals, it uses a language called Liquid. and I believe that was the Liquid language was made popular by Shopify, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a great question. So that's something that if I get a definitive answer on that, I'll let you know. Um, okay, so yeah, I wanted to show you the community screen, the community section here. So you've got all the different form, you can reach out for help, and there's not tons of posts out here yet. And Shobir, with Power Portals, you can use jQuery and JS with Liquid. Thank you, Shobir. So that answered Data is King's question. Thank you for adding that. Very good, very good. I love live casts like this, so we can sort of talk to each other as we do this. So we have that. So a few key links here. I want to share some other ones here. So another link would be instead of make.powerapps.com, make.powerpages.microsoft.com. That should take you to the studio where you could create a new website. So I think this is what I have here in this tab here. Okay. So what else do I have here? And then there's sort of like a documentation portal that each of these Power Platform products has. Okay, so I'll go there and show you all the resources that you have available. So they've got some getting started videos over here. They have some resources for getting started. I think this will take you to the studio so you can get started and create your own. Then there's all these links here. So there's quite a bit of information here. So that's a great question, Shobir. Is this replacing portals? So I was reading through the documentation, and this is what I came up with. Power Pages is a superset of Power Apps portals. Current customers of Power Apps portals don't need to upgrade or migrate their running portals. Customers and partners who are building solutions on top of Power Apps portals shouldn't stop or cancel their projects. Okay, so I don't think it will. It might replace it in name. Perhaps Power Apps portals will no longer be called that. Perhaps it will just be thrown in with the Power Pages. It doesn't seem like they're going to be abandoning, or it's like, sorry, we don't do Power Apps portals anymore. So if you've got a full website, I'm sure they would be supporting that, even if they're completely changing up and putting their focus on the Power Pages. I'm sure they would be supporting the Power Apps portals for quite some time. My personal opinion, and this is completely 100% speculation, is I think they'll sort of merge Power Apps portals in this Power Pages together somehow, some way. I believe that's perhaps what they'll do. And now that they have this completely separate product, it would make sense that those two things would sort of reside together, because it really does seem like it's Power Apps portals simplified and improved. So I would imagine eventually. Now I haven't heard exactly what they're going to do with that Power Apps portal stuff, and I'm sure we'll hear about that soon enough. But that's a great question. So thank you. All right. So what I wanted to do here, I don't imagine this will be as long of a live stream as what I would normally do with Power Apps, which typically ends up being like a 2-hour type of thing here. But I just wanted to show you my experience so far. I'm going to create a new site with you guys here on the live stream. I'm going to click on create a site and sort of show you each step of the process. Okay, so you've got these templates here. Now, I don't remember this. Months ago, I messed around with Power Apps portals. I don't think I really remembered all these templates. So I think this is a new thing. So if you guys know different, let me know in the chat. But so far, it looks like we have a few here. What I did is I created a site with this default design template. I wanted to see what that looked like, since it was the default. It might be maybe the best or the coolest. But we have a few others here. We have one that is, okay, so this is the default. It says cross industry. So this one down here, this is meant for a financial industry. Here's one for education. one for government. Now it says coming soon. That makes me believe that it's not quite there yet. And same thing for this one down here, new employee onboarding checklist. Okay, that seemed like that would be quite useful. Okay, so I'm going to pick, perhaps, let's go with education. I did this one earlier in the day. So let me click on this. Okay, so this is interesting. So you click on one, it's going to show you a little preview. This one sort of looks really dark and drab and really green and doesn't look all that great to me, but that doesn't look so bad. But okay. And so I just clicked on that. Let's click on this one here. And it's not going to allow me to click on it because it says coming soon. So really, we only have three templates to choose from. Okay. So I'm going to click on this after school program registration. This registration based template with customizable data tables and emails enables institutions and users to do all these different things. Okay. So what catches my attention with these Power Pages, I know Power Apps Portals is this way, is that it's data driven. It's based on Dataverse, and so Power Apps Portals, Power Pages, and also model driven. It's all based on the Dataverse. If you wanted all that rich, feature rich connectors that you have with Canvas apps, you're only going to have it there. And you're also, of course, still going to have it in Power Automate flows. But here within Power Pages, Power Apps Portals, and model driven applications, you're going to be restricted to just the Dataverse. Now, I have heard of other people using other data sources, but what you have to do is use Power Automate flows to synchronize data in order to get that to work. So I thought I'd mention that. All right, so here we have the after school program. I'm going to click on choose template and just to see what this looks like on a mobile device. I'm going to click on that. Okay. I'm going to click on choose template and it's going to check some permissions here. So what do you guys think while this is working here? What do you guys think when you guys heard the news of this these Power Pages? I was like, "Whoa, cool! They're adding a new component to the Power Platform," and right away I'm like, "Wow, this seems a lot like Power Apps Portals." Give your site a name. Okay, I'm gonna say um, live stream demo. And what you notice here is the site URL. I'm going to zoom in on this so you guys can see this better here. It has powerappsportals.com. Okay. And perhaps if, I mean, it's going to start this off as a trial or a trial site. And then we could actually upgrade that to a production site. And perhaps it would allow us to change this domain. I believe that that was the case with Power Apps Portals. Okay, so it's saying that this is available, the check mark there. So it looks like I could actually say Power Apps tutorial demo. Okay, it looks like it would allow that. Okay, so that part is customizable at this point. Site language is English. That's fine with me. I am going to click on done. Yeah, this looks neat. So while we're waiting for this, anybody else attending the Microsoft Build event today in the next 2 days? I'm sure most people are attending it virtually, um, but sort of exciting to find out new announcements that's coming to the platform. All right, it's taken a while here. It's going though. Things are happening, and I love the simplicity of the environment that I was playing with before. You can see a little bit here on the side. We've got we can manage our pages here. So here's the main navigation. Okay, here's the site. Okay, we've got home, If I click on that, let me click on this preview. That should give me the site running in a new tab. And if you guys would like to take a look at that, I'm going to paste that over here in the comments. You can click on the link as well. Okay. While that's going, so we can manage our navigation, and then the pages are down here below. Okay. And so it looks like we can modify this thing here on this side here. Okay, look at this. It's going to show us the code here. Okay, that's very cool. So perhaps this is the liquid language. Okay, very nice. Okay, so styling. So I did notice it's very quick and easy to update the whole styling for everything. So we do have a styling in the Power Apps Canvas apps, so you can change the styling. I don't necessarily care for that, but this looks interesting, and you can actually customize these individual values. That's something you can't do in Power Apps Canvas apps unless you crack open the MS App file and start modifying things there. Um, okay, so it looks like I was able to now the site is still sort of rendering over here. Perhaps it just takes a little while the first time that you do that. Okay, so now that it's completely loaded up, I picked a blue theme, and let's click on Save Changes. Okay, so save the changes, and I'm going to go over here and hit refresh, and we'll see if that actually has any effect. And then right now it does not. Um, and perhaps, okay, sync your site configuration across collaborators is done automatically. Choose sync to manually sync now. I'm going to click on that. All right, very good. I'll go back over here and do a refresh. Okay, there we go. All right, so it was that easy to change up the styling. Okay, very good. Now over here in data, you've got your Dataverse database tables here. Okay. Now what we could do, so you notice I've got this environment thing up here that we're really used to with Power Apps. So it has this environment that is created for my Power Pages. Okay. And okay, so I've got contacts, I've got courses, and let's see, and it's got some sample data in here. Okay, this is good. Registration data, and I'm not seeing any sample data there. Um, all right, so we've got data that we can either display or we can have the user input, the people going to the site. Okay. Um, all right, so let's click on setup. What type of things can we change in here? Identity providers. So perhaps we could allow the users to sign into our website with Facebook or their LinkedIn login credentials. Okay. And so far, it just looks like this Azure Active Directory and a local sign-in. Those are the only two that have been enabled so far. Okay. And then we have table permissions. So um, from what I've seen so far in the documentation, everything's very nice and secure. In fact, they make that very clear. Everything is very secure, and by default, users aren't going to be able to access this data unless you actually open it up for people to access it. Okay, and yeah, and you have the same type of access that you're used to if you're used to managing things within the Dataverse. So read, write, create, delete, append, and append to. Okay, so you have all that. Um, let's see what other settings here. Progressive web application is coming soon. Okay, well, that's nice to know that that's coming. And my understanding of progressive web applications is it's pretty much a website that acts like an app in a browser. So that is great. Um, Site details. Okay, so we can't do anything here. That's coming soon. Admin settings is the same thing. Okay, so this is, in fact, a preview of this technology, and it's exciting. It looks like it's much easier and helpful to much more intuitive to use than Power Apps portals. And let's see here. What else do I want to do? Let's go back in here and edit this. I'm gonna close down some of these tabs here. Don't need all these open. Okay. Let me click around here. So right now I'm not logged in. I'm a unauthenticated user. So okay. All right, very good. Now something I did want to show you guys. I'm gonna go back to this. I want to show you the default template, the first of the three. And I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna click on edit this. And I wanted to show you how you can implement a form on one of the screens. So what I did a little bit before going live on this live stream is I went in here and I created a new page. Okay, so it's this page here, and I just added a form here on this screen. Okay, so let's say we add a new screen here. My other new screen. Okay. And these are the different layouts you can pick from. And I picked start from blank. So I'll do that again. I'll hit start from blank. I want to keep this somewhat simple. And as you add new pages, they will appear across the top. Okay. And so what I'll do is, okay, so you can add different things here. Um, if you have a Power BI report, you can insert that. You have a list. So if you want to display data from the Dataverse, you could insert a list here. There's an iframe. What I found interesting was a form. So you could have users input things. So typically, how you would allow someone to outside of your organization to input data so you could use it inside of your Canvas application is that you would use a Microsoft form and you would set that up. And I had a video somewhat recently where I had you guys enter in video ideas that you wanted me to perhaps tackle on my channel, any topics for videos you wanted me to do, and I created a MS app, a MS form for you guys to enter that data, and I used Power Automate Flow to put that into SharePoint. So you could actually create a Power Page site to insert a form here. So, for example, here's a simple contact us form. So I click on that. So if you want to create a form to be filled out for a Dataverse table, what you do is you go into this data, and I can show you that here in a moment. I just want to deal with this pop-up screen here. And okay, so the form. Okay, so yeah, you pick a Dataverse table here. So I actually want to go back. I want to use the one that they gave me here. I'm going to delete that, and I'll click on form. So here's a question, Data is King. Are the Power Apps formulas available here too? Um, I don't know that for certain. I don't think that was the case in Power Apps portals. I think what you have is Liquid. Um, so I hope if it's not there that they will soon do that, because I would love to take advantage of all of my knowledge and skill that I have in Power Apps, Canvas apps, and utilize it in other areas. You know, so That's a great question. I can't answer that definitively right now, but that's a very good question. So I'm going to click on simple contact us form here. I'm going to click OK. All right. There we go. Very good. Now you want to click on permissions here, make sure people have access. And we're dealing with feedback. Okay, so feedback is a Dataverse table. And as long as users have the ability to create, okay, so administrators, anonymous users, and authenticated users, so those three will be able to add that. All right, so what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to click on preview and show you what that looks like. Okay, so here we go. So I've created two new pages, and they're created across the top there. Now you notice that there's little pages that has sub pages here. So you could add pages here if you want them to be as a sub page. You would add them there. Okay. So far, I really like this much better than Power Apps Portals. It just seems more intuitive and easier to work with. So I'm really excited they've gone in this direction, and I'm interested in learning more. So that's pretty much all I had prepared for. I just wanted to go in here and create a new site with you guys, show you what I found and what I experienced. And as long as you guys are interested and I learn more about this, I'd be willing to do more sessions like this and perhaps go into more detail. But I definitely wanted to make sure everybody that came across, my channel knew about this. It's new and exciting, and hopefully you enjoyed this. And I'll be talking to you guys soon. Hey, if you're getting anything helpful out of this, a comment or even a like really helps the channel and lets people like you know this is good content. Much appreciated. Guys, for some reason, YouTube thinks you're going to like this video next. Let's see if they're right. Or you can select this playlist, which I've selected for you based on the content you're currently watching. Guys, gotta hurry. Click one of them. Otherwise, YouTube's going to autoplay some other video, which you probably don't want. Thanks.